Hey everyone. So while I'm editing this, I'm realizing that it was super extra windy. We didn't even notice this when we were there, so sorry in advance. What?
Nothing.
It's so cold.
It is cold. All right. Hey everyone.
Hi.
I gotta stop saying
Yes.
Hey everyone. Right now we are at the college that I currently go to. It's Massasoit Community College. And this video is gonna be about talking about college and what we personally think about college, and the benefits of college, and also the disadvantages in going to college.
So we're at a point right now in both of our lives where we're not quite sure about what we want to do. So like what we want to do as a career. So it makes going to college extremely hard.
Yeah.
Because when you don't know what you want to do, you don't want to waste all your time doing this thing that you might never use, and you'd rather utilize that time doing things that you will use in the long run.
Right.
Which is why, so I don't go to this school, I go to Bridgewater State University, and I've currently taken a break from there, specifically because I knew I was in I knew I was in the overall major that I wanted, but I had no idea what I wanted my concentration to be. So in my last about year and a half, which is what I have left, it's all about your concentration and all about that thing that you're going to use for the rest of your career.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't sure if that specifically was what I wanted to use, which is why I kind of took a step back, focused on making money for the time being rather than spending all my time doing that and evidently not using it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people out there that go to college and that college degree became extremely useless to them. And I think it also ties in with our other video where fitting into that conventional life that you need to go to college, and we just don't agree with that in the least bit, that you have to absolutely go to college.
But we're also not saying don't go to college.
Right.
Because that's also not true. Because if you know what you want to do and you want to do this specific thing,
and it
then,
requires you going to college.
yeah, then you should absolutely get that degree, absolutely get your master's. But like in our position, we're seeing that it's less valuable because we don't have that track yet.
Yeah. There's a lot of professions out there that people are extremely good at, and people it's their vision for their future to be in this certain career, and that certain career might actually fall into that normal 9-to-5 job. Like I shouldn't say a normal 9-to-5 job, but it falls into a job that society would want you to have, like being a nurse or a doctor or a lawyer, being someone that's very successful, that makes a lot of money, a respectable figure in the community. But at the same time, if you're that person that you know that your vision's not gonna be being a nurse or being in marketing or maybe a chef, where you need to go to culinary school, then college would definitely not be for you. So college is not for everybody in the least bit. So before I get into it any further, I'll tell you what I went to school for. So a few years back, I decided I was going to go into school for business. I chose that field because it's extremely broad, and I felt like it was going to give me the biggest job security, and it was going to land me a high-paying job.
Like it's like the one with like the most chances.
Right.
Like you can use that for everything.
It's very broad, and it applies to a lot of different. It applies to every single company in the world. Every single company is business company.
Yeah, regardless of what it is.
God, that was dumb. That was dumb to say, but okay. All right, moving on. I'm realizing now that was a big mistake. I believe that I'm going to finish out my degree and I'm going to get my degree, but I also feel like I may not ever use this degree, in that and that bothers me a lot, because even though I was lucky enough to be able to get financial aid and be able to get some help and some scholarships, I know that there's a lot of people out there that don't, and they don't waste all this money, but they use all this money. They work extremely hard and they get their degree. Some people are in a lot of debt because of it, and they end up not even using that degree in life, because they find as they were going through it, this is not what they actually wanted to do. They wanted to do something that was completely different. It didn't even require going to college in the first place.
Which is a little bit of what happened to me. So I didn't get any financial aid, which a lot of students are in. They kept categorizing me as my parents making too much money, which is completely unrealistic, because like my parents have 2 kids and they can't support 2
Right.
degrees and their home
Mhm.
and all their bills. So the fact that they did that is like a whole separate thing. But so I was working 2 full-time jobs and going to school full-time just to make ends meet, to pay that bill or pay for my books, or be able to have that little bit of fun time when I'm not in school or at work. And it consumes you, and then when you start thinking, oh my god, do I really even need this, it definitely
It can devastate you.
it definitely takes your motivation away.
Yeah.
So I went to school, I'm still in school for a theater performance with a concentration in voice, which is something I've always wanted to do. But you being a theater performer, that job security isn't there. You could get that degree and it could be years before you get a role that you actually get paid for. You do a lot of unpaid work first before you really get anywhere. So that's why I wanted to take the time. I auditioned for a lot of shows during that time off before I did finally decide to go full-time at work. And it was like a great experience for me, because now I saw what it was actually like. So now when I go and finish that, I know that I am in something that I truly want, but I also want to have that money to back me up, which is another huge reason why I took that break, because having to go to school full-time, do shows, do plays, like get all your homework done, it's a lot, and it becomes too much. You don't have enough time in the day.
It makes you start to resent the lifestyle that you're living,
right.
and it makes you question your own happiness, and it starts to consume your life in a way that it should never.
Well, from like an outside perspective for you, I feel like now that you're realizing you don't know if this is for you, that you're like kind of hating school.
I am, yeah.
Like you're just like, I don't even want to do this. What am I going to use all these business courses for, or
Right.
these math courses? Or...
Math, I hate math. I hate math so much. I don't understand why anybody would need to know any of these things.
Right.
But
We're not saying this as if we're naive. We're saying this from our own personal experiences and the decisions we're making right now in our life. And we're not saying those decisions are for you or for anybody else, but that's what we're experiencing. So we did want to share that experience with everyone. Because again, like we mentioned in our other videos, there are millions of people in the world and we cannot be the only ones feeling this way. So we want to let everybody know that it's okay to feel this way, and it's okay to take your time, like making those decisions. That college isn't going anywhere, those courses aren't going anywhere, those professors aren't going anywhere. They're going to be there when you're ready and when you truly decide it, because that is a great lump sum of money, whether you're paying it now or having to pay it back, or the government is paying it. It doesn't matter. Like, that's a lot of your time, effort, and money. So making the choice and knowing you made the right choice is like the biggest.
when you're fresh out of high school and you're making this decision, and I know that there was a lot of people in high school that made the decision to go to college solely on the fact that their friends were going to college, and they thought that college would be fun, and they thought that it was kind of a mandatory part of life. We're here to say it's not a mandatory part of life. It's not a mandatory part of life for some people. Of course, there's a majority of people where they want to focus on something that it requires college, then by all means go for it. But if you think that you're not that person that falls into that category, we don't want to see more people going to college for no reason and not using their degree. One of the number one reasons for the dropout rate being so high for colleges is because people start to realize either they don't have enough money for the college, or they start to realize that this is not what they want to do in life. And trust me, you can make a lot of money and you could be very happy and still not have gone to college. You can start in a small startup company as an assistant doing simple work.
Well, not even startup companies. Like the company I'm at right now, I currently work for Planet Fitness. I started as a front desk staff,
Right.
and right now I'm the club manager, and I am making very good money considering that I don't have a degree.
Right.
And I'm making just as much as a lot of my friends or
That do have
people that we
degrees.
graduated with that have degrees already and are in those important jobs
Yeah.
and all of that. So, and I still have way more opportunity to keep building there and keep moving up and making more money. So, finding those jobs where the opportunity is there might be more worth it for you than building your own opportunity by having a degree.
Yeah. But anyways, we just wanted to share this experience with you guys. We hope that you found this helpful. If you're a younger viewer and you're in high school right now, I want to tell you that please, please, please really think about this decision. And if you feel like you want to go to college, then you absolutely do it. And you kick ass and you get that degree and you get that job that you want. But if you feel like you want to be a person that is, you want to start your own business, there's plenty of people out there that have done it, that have done so without a college degree. Or you want to be a personal trainer, like you wanted to help people exercise. That does not require college.
No, you can get a certificate right
You
online.
can just get a certificate.
Like
And-
reparable certificates, not even just like, just some online certificate.
Right. I don't want you to feel misleaded by this video.
And also revisiting that for all of the students right now that are choosing to go to college, or they're in that point in their life where they need to make a choice, never rule out community college or a state
Oh
school.
my goodness. Yes.
It is such a money saver, especially
Yes.
for those of you that know you want a degree but don't quite know what you want to do yet, and you don't want to waste that time. Going to somewhere like Massasoit or Bridgewater State is a great starting point because all of those core classes are much cheaper.
Yeah.
Than,
I have so much to say about this school. Massasoit Community College has 3 campuses. It's in Brockton, Canton, and I believe it's in Middleborough. I have gone to both Brockton and Canton, and this is my last semester here at this college actually, before I get to transfer to another college, before I get my associates. And I have found everybody in this school, the staff here, the professors here, the financial aid department here, to be unbelievably helpful. And the classes are smaller. It's almost like you're in a high school class. At Brockton, it's a little bit bigger because we do have some lecture halls, so the classes are a little bit bigger. But if you have a question, it's so easy to ask this question because there's only going to be like maybe another like 30 kids in the class. It's not overwhelming in the least bit. It's a great place to start. It's much, much, much cheaper. You're going to get the same exact education. And don't forget that when you transfer to get your bachelor's degree or your master's degree, nowhere on that degree is going to say that you went to Massasoit Community College. And matter of fact, you shouldn't be ashamed to have done that.
right.
It is the most smartest choice you could do by starting out at a community college.
And even something that he's noticed over time is that a lot of these professors are extremely experienced in what they're teaching.
Right.
They're not just new teachers that just got a job or anything like that.
And they're professors at these 4-year schools that you would want to go to. They just teach here because they love teaching, or they want some extra income, or for whatever reason they do it. I have had many professors that were, my business law professor was an attorney for the longest time, and he was so knowledgeable on the subject. I have never had a professor in this school that didn't know what they were doing. that wasn't an absolute expert on what they were doing. So if you are that person that feels like college is for you, I highly recommend checking out a community college first.
Do
And
your
look at-
research.
yeah.
Don't just like pick all the ones that you know already and
Right.
run with it.
Because there, by all means, there are some community colleges out there that just aren't as good. I believe Massasoit is probably one of the best in this state.
Yeah.
In Massasoit, in Massachusetts. Sorry, they sound exactly the same. In Massachusetts, I think Massasoit is probably one of the best. It is not expensive. It is not expensive either.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I'll close it up.
Yep.
Bye.
What? What?
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
All right. Bye. All right. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. Oh God.
What?
My nose. Huh? What?
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 Ew, your nose.
Oh, what's that?
It's a hole.
Gross. Hot toddy. Hot toddy. Hot toddy. Hot toddy. All right, get away from me. I'm a solo man. Hot toddy.
Yeah, you're a solo man. That's all you got. Run my show.